Whatever you are, let's do it.
All right, welcome back to another podcast, and today we have a special guest star. You remember the old Scooby-Doo shows?
Oh yeah, of course.
You remember the guest stars on
We
there?
would have gotten away with it if it weren't for those kids in that.
But you remember it would come on Saturday mornings.
Starring Don Knotts.
Yes, those were the best ones when you had the guest star. So we always waited to see because it came on at the end of the opening credits. Guest star. So we got a guest star today, Brian Stehle.
Oh, wait, I shouldn't have said Don Knotts then.
This is our version of Don Knotts. This is our version of Don Knotts. Brian Stehle, former Green Beret, Apache pilot, top secret government clearance. We can't talk about that probably. But also children's book author.
Oh yeah.
Right way to say that? Yeah. So a man of many talents. So Brian, just tell us a little bit about yourself real quick.
Okay.
Also, gigantic nerd.
Yeah, oh absolutely.
And coming from an era before being a nerd was cool.
Yeah.
So we went through some tough times.
Yeah, we did.
The 80s were tough for nerds.
Yeah. I'll try to keep this short. So Chad and I know each other from high school. So that was a day or two ago. And we grew up together in the 80s. And I ended up going to college, studied civil engineering on an ROTC scholarship, never did a thing with engineering at all. I became an Army aviator, flew Apache helicopters for about 10 years, and then I switched over to...
Wait, that was real?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought he was making that up.
I don't know
Green
about
Beret.
the Green Beret or the top secret.
I thought he was giving Rambo's
I won't talk about the top secret on film.
Because I know he does have some.
So,
I've long suspected.
Yeah, so I've been, I was in the Army for about 10 years, flying Apaches, then I switched over and I did program management. So my job then was basically buying all the equipment that the soldiers use. So spending taxpayers' money.
Wisely.
Exactly, responsibly, that's the important thing. Had some really cool stuff. I'll have to tell you about the XM25.
Do people not know about the XM25 yet?
No, and it'll come back in a different incarnation.
Whoa!
Yeah, I tell everybody.
This might be our last episode.
No, yeah. Anyway, different story, different time. I got out of the Army after 27 years. I loved the career. It's one of those things that you do it as long as you're happy. Did it for 27 years, enjoyed it. Retired. I took a year off. That's when I published my children's book, One Day Off.
One Day Off about the reindeers.
Yep. Santa's reindeer want to take Christmas off, so they got to come up with a plan for somebody else to pull the sleigh.
Have you read it? No, I was after my time. I grew up.
It's a good story. Actually, I want to write a sequel. I want to write a companion book, The Leadership Lessons of. So if I get off my backside, I'll have it done by Christmas. But it's a good opportunity.
You can sit down at the computer now.
Oh, you can?
You can sit down at the computer. You don't have to get off your backside.
Wait, but I still have the floppy to the Commodore 64, so I'm dating myself. But anyway, so I got out of the Army, took a year off, published a book, and then I ended up getting another job. Right now I'm a defense consultant, but I'm eagerly looking forward to retirement. My wife and I have some land. Pure retirement, and my retirement will be a working retirement. And we got about
the land.
Yeah, we got about 5 acres. We got about 5 acres, and I've got dreams for about 500 acres. So the problem is that I don't have enough time. But so
it probably costs a little money too.
Oh yeah, that too. I don't have to. Yeah,
a little extra acres.
Yeah, I just have to balance that out. The key though is I think the imagination is still there, the curiosity is still there, and I think that my imagination came from a lot of this pop culture.
Oh, yeah.
Watching cartoons, reading comic books, playing video games in the 80s at the arcade with quarters.
You
got
arcade.
some.
Yeah,
I
wish I had a bigger space because I'd love to get like a dozen or 15.
We talked about that. We talked about it expanding.
Yeah. The space is at a premium downtown Sandusky right now. Which, okay, since you went into that, since we're talking about downtown Sandusky, the whole excuse for this podcast is soda pops. This podcast is loosely based on a retro candy vintage glass bottle soda store. That's our excuse for doing this. So I will ask all our guests, what is your favorite candy? All-time favorite candy?
You start.
You're asking me? Yeah, I'm asking you.
What's your favorite candy? Gives me time to think.
A Charleston Chew, a strawberry Charleston
For real?
Chew. Yeah.
You steal one of those every once in a while down there?
I steal one twice a day.
Oh, dang. I wonder why the strawberries always... What is that thing even? I've never had
I don't know what's in there.
It's
like long. It like spreads out. It's like a mozzarella stick. It's a chocolate mozzarella stick with strawberry. Strawberry filling.
Well, you just posted something about having marathon bars or mini. What are those other things?
It's called a Curly Whirly.
Yeah.
It's delicious. It's by Cadbury. It's chocolate colored caramel. It's delicious, but it's like this big.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's not a marathon.
Marathon bar. I remember that thing started out like this, and then it started shrinking, and then it disappeared. But that is one of the number one things people ask about is a marathon bar.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It was a
good one
because you'd bite into it and stretch it because the caramel was in there.
Oh yeah.
And the thing started out like that for a quarter.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
Right now, I go through phases.
Yeah.
The candies I like. I think right now, orange slices.
The sugar coated like.
Oh
Chuckles.
yeah, it's like pure sugar. Yeah, just like Chuckle. Yeah, I think that's what Ant-Man asked for when he came out of that one. In the movie.
Oh yeah, in Civil War.
Yeah, Civil War. That's right. Yeah. Anybody got an orange slice?
I'm with it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know pop culture from my era.
All right.
No,
so
that's good.
I know you're a big comic nerd too.
Yeah.
Right. Still a comic
Absolutely. So being in the Army, really tough to find a local comic book store when you're moving all over, and really hard to keep up. So now I pay attention to the comics, but I don't buy nearly as much.
Oh.
And very, very rarely. I go to show. Actually, one thing I didn't mention. So I've been involved with the. This is a shameless plug for the Huntsville
remember, yeah.
Comic and Pop Culture Expo.
Huntsville, Alabama.
Yeah, Huntsville, Alabama. That's where I retired out of. A friend of mine started that up about it'll be 6 years ago. Oh, no. Yeah, 6 years ago because we just had the 5th. And I volunteer there doing whatever. So you get to meet a bunch of celebrities, but it's the smell of the comic book. You know what it's like, man.
Yes, it is. You pull out one of these big boxes of comics and there is a smell to it.
Yeah, it sends you
good
back.
old comics, yep. So you're not currently reading anything, right?
No, I can't say that I am.
So he went to the Comics in Sandusky at the Pop Shop.
Oh.
Shout out. Come out on Wednesdays, I take it, or
Wednesdays,
anyway.
Wait. So you guys are getting current? You guys are getting current releases? So wait, is this issue number 1 of help me out, Destroys the Marvel Universe?
Oh
Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe?
Yeah. And this might bring back some memories for you. As a wee child, I watched this cartoon. We had season 1 on the DVD. Always been a Godzilla fan. And here it is. The Hanna-Barbera.
Oh, Godzuki!
Oh, he knows! He knows.
Come on.
The most underrated Godzilla design of all time. I mean, they're making action figures of Godzilla 1998. Not one of this. This is a prestigious design for the character of Godzilla. The most underrated Godzilla character, Godzuki. I mean, if you find Godzuki merch, send it my way. Absolutely legendary. You wake up in the morning and you just hope something wonderful happens to you. There it is. There's my something wonderful. I mean, what an exhilarating find.
What was your favorite episode?
There's one where he fights, it's like Rodan, but they can't, I don't think they had the rights to Rodan.
Really?
So it's like the fire monster. He comes out of a volcano. Godzuki, he always is getting in the muck of it.
The Phoenix.
Yeah.
I recall. My favorite was the traveling time fighting a T-Rex.
Man.
It was about that one, didn't you?
It's such a classic show.
Classic show.
And then just what a design, man.
How about the theme song?
Oh,
Up from the depths.
70 stories high. 30 stories high. Breathing fire. But he doesn't even breathe fire. Well, he breathes fire, but Godzilla
radioactive,
yeah. Atomic breath.
Yeah.
But the Americans, they weren't with it at that point. Yeah. So they just called it fire. But yeah. Can't believe they even made this cover.
I can't either. Which brings us to the topic of this show.
Oh yeah.
You see that thing? Because who would have thought?
Exactly.
This was born of this show or something like it in a Marvel boardroom somewhere. Hey, what do you guys think about Godzilla destroys the Marvel Universe, and we can make a cover with the Godzuki Godzilla from Hanna-Barbera?
But it worked.
And they started riffing on it. Yeah, so
they got at least $5. They got $5 of my dollars.
They sold at least one.
For sure.
So that's kind of what we're doing here today. There's no movie this week. There's an off week. Fantastic Four next week. We'll be back for that. But so we're going to fill this space with the Pop Culture Pitch Show. So these two fine young gentlemen, like we've already established, nerds, comic junkies, creative types. We're always all of us nerds are always kicking around ideas. What if they did this? What if they did this? Oh, they should do this. That's what this show is. We have two not competing ideas because we're going to collaborate to come up with the best version of each one of these ideas and then get your input and what you think of the nonsense that you're about to hear. But again, if they can do this, Marvel destroys the
I hope they keep
Godzilla
making
destroys
those
the
covers.
Marvel universe.
I hope they make a Godzuki destroys the Marvel universe. What a wild,
That-
wacky
come
time.
on.
There's my
See?
second idea. There's my fallback idea since we're just throwing them out.
See, that's where we're at. but I will say,
It's gonna be a good show.
Aiden did break the Cole Trickle, Sonny Hayes, F1.
I'm always on fire. You know, we
It's
need an
gaining
idea.
traction. It's gaining traction in the real world. So Stranger Things,
Not from our bunker.
Stranger Things have happened.
Speaking of Stranger Things, season 5 trailer.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I didn't see the trailer yet. I saw the promo for it.
Trailer was out today.
Is
Yeah.
it good?
It looks a little too smooth. I
What do you
feel like the footage, how it's filmed, it looks like everything seems too clean, too
It
smooth.
doesn't have the vibe of the.
It's not. It doesn't have like a gritty
It's
vibe.
not 1987
Yeah.
in whatever time.
But even then, I mean, yeah, you guys would have Hawkins, Indiana.
Yeah.
I keep up with pop
Oh,
culture.
yeah.
Anyways, I think if you guys watched the trailer, you'd have like maybe not you down there. You didn't even know what was going on 28 years later.
What are you talking about?
With that iPhone footage, you're like, I didn't even notice.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
So I don't know. To me, it looked a little off, but yeah. That and Johnny Cage movie trailer for Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh,
Did you
Johnny
see that?
Cage. No, I haven't
It's
seen
like
it.
it's like
I
a
was
fake.
thinking, you know why all
Luke
these
Cage.
trailers are coming out?
No, why?
I think I don't know, is it this weekend? Is this SDCC weekend?
Oh, it might be.
It's either this
They don't want
weekend or
something
next
to
weekend
leak
is
or-
San Diego Comic-Con. And have you been to
I've
that?
never been there.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
Have you?
The Met.
Oh yeah.
You've probably been there a couple
Oh
times.
yeah, I've been to No, I've only been there once. I've been to a lot. The only real big ones I haven't been to are the New York City Comic-Con. There's one other. But I've been to a lot.
Been
of
to
them.
a lot of
Oh, a lot of them. Yeah. So I still love the pop culture and
Yeah,
comics.
you
Oh
just go
yeah.
check
So
everything
that.
out.
Oh yeah, I expect a lot of trailers to be coming out. You guys should probably do a show on that.
Yeah,
Trailer
we'll
show.
keep up on trailers.
Yeah.
That's why we got him. That's why.
I know.
Unpaid consultant.
Oh yeah, he's unpaid. We got unpaid. No, we really weren't paying him.
But the Mortal Kombat, it's for Mortal Kombat 2, the movie, but it's just like a fake Johnny Cage movie trailer.
Oh, it's like
Oh,
a
okay.
trailer inside the universe.
Yeah, and it's funny. There's a point where he jumps over an RPG, and it's like it's clearly going downwards, and then the next shot is it hitting a helicopter flying in the air.
No, that's cool
Yeah.
when they do that kind of stuff. Like it's such a bad B movie,
Yeah,
which is how that was in that
yeah,
show.
Johnny Cage. So,
Cage.
and then Supergirl poster.
Oh,
I saw that.
oh,
poster.
I like that. I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I love it. I love her. I love
crush on
her.
her,
You know
so.
what?
Check out
Some
last
may say-
episode to catch up if you didn't
Some
see
may
it.
say I have a slight crush on her. I don't know. I mean, could I fix her? Yeah. If I couldn't, would I break for her? Yeah. I love it. I'm excited for Supergirl, June 26th, less than a year away.
Oh, is it? Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, so they're
I'm counting the
that's kinda
days.
Almost done.
I'm counting the days.
Oh boy.
And Peacemaker 2 between there.
Oh
And
yeah.
then
I just saw him somewhere else.
in Superman.
Superman, remember?
No, I just was watching.
That was just last
No,
week.
it was just. No, it was,
He
it was
might
like
be on the show a little bit.
it was like on Instagram or something.
Oh,
There was a
okay.
little clip on a reel on Instagram. I just-
So that's the movie news of the week.
Yeah, that's the movie news. of the
Yeah,
week.
excellent.
All right, so who wants to go first here? We got two great ideas, by the way. Well,
So
I've only seen the headline for each of them. We haven't gone into detail yet, but I think they're very interesting ideas.
I think having the knowledge of his initial discussion from last week, and I don't know if that's what you're pitching, that's what mine shaped up from. So I don't know if it's better for him to set it up, because that's where mine kind of came from.
All right.
Okay. I hope your socks are off, because if not, they're about to be knocked off. At the speed of a flying bullet, mind you, so your feet might get injured. So,
Wow. This must be good.
oh, it's great. James Gunn, if you need my number, call me.
All right, wait a second. Is this what is this? Is this for a movie?
Don't worry.
For a cartoon?
Don't worry, I got it.
It's all in.
All right, all right.
All right.
So, working title, World's Ugliest. Because it needs to be something
Okay.
It needs to play off of world's finest, Batman and Superman, the duo, the classic duo. And here's why. It's Bat-Mite and Bizarro's adventures through the DC Obscure, an animated series in the style of the 90s Batman animated series, set in the current DCU. I'm saying 12 episodes, little episodes.
So it's a Netflix hands-on series.
HBO or whatever.
HBO, yeah.
The first 9 are very episodic with slight hints or post-credit style scenes to the overarching villain of the final 3 episodes. Maybe it's like an arc, you know?
Ooh.
And
Okay.
I got some episode ideas here. All right, so just bear with me.
Wait. Hold on real quick. How did they get together?
Doesn't matter. They're just together, man.
Absolutely
They're just together, man.
Hang on. I got questions.
I think what you do, though, I forgot to mention this last week. Wait, have you seen Superman?
No, I have not seen Superman, not yet. But fire away. Okay, so remember when I said, I think earlier, how I live in the middle of nowhere now?
There's no theater?
There's 2 theaters within about 30 miles. And actually, I think one of them was showing
30 minutes each.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
So that's like an adventure.
so I get my pop culture fix from YouTube. Right. There you have it. Okay, so Superman, go ahead.
So you watched the spoiler version of our show.
I don't think I even mentioned it, though.
Doesn't matter. I've probably seen it
Okay,
online.
okay.
Oh, I know what you're going to say.
So, Superman spoilers. Ultraman, who's the Superman villain, he turns out to be a Superman clone. And at the end of the Superman movie, he gets knocked into a black hole, which I think, just bring him back as Bizarro. But I don't think you can do a Superman clone again. You know what I mean? To be a movie.
But you could say
that's him.
And obviously Bat-Mite is probably in that world.
Yeah, Batman's a dimensional
First of
imp.
all,
Bat-Mite. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I did a little bit of homework on this.
Yeah, I looked him up too. Like I remember he was a little...
A dimensional imp.
5th dimension imp.
In the original, where did he come? Like, was it Super Friends? Is that what he was in originally?
No, he was in the comics in 59. I looked that up. 1959. It was his
So he's a little
introduction.
green guy.
Not green.
You know, he's just like a little imp.
A little
Yeah.
dude.
And he's dressed up in like a bat costume made out of a sock, maybe. I mean, I came across him from Batman Brave and the Bold.
I knew
a
it.
cartoon
I knew
series
it.
that was happening when I was a kid.
Yeah.
There's that and
20 years.
And the Batman. They're 2 very different series. And so Batman Brave and the Bold was more Adam West style. In fact, I think the costume is Adam West. And so Etrigan the Demon was in there. He was another one of my favorites. Blue Beetle and Bat-Mite. I remember those guys teaming up with Batman quite a bit in that series. So that's where I was introduced to him.
Yeah.
And he's Batman's #1 fan. So I could voice the character. You know, I think it's a role I meant to play. I was born to
You
play
know
that
who
role.
voiced that in Brave and the Bold, right?
Who?
Paul Rubens,
No way.
also known as
Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah.
Pee Herman.
Yeah.
These guys.
He voiced it.
Is he still alive?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. They just did a documentary on Netflix, which I didn't watch, but
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, so you think you're a worthy successor?
But
You don't even have to tell me how to act. Talk about Batman for as long as you can. We got 3 days of footage from this kid just yapping. Batman's #1 fan. That's me. I'll come in full costume.
all right, but hang on. So the Bat-Mite that I remember from, I don't know where, was it Super Friends?
Legion of Super Friends, or Super Friends.
He was like a little green guy.
No. I think you're confusing them with Mixoplict.
Who's a Superman villain? I actually have him.
And they're from the same dimension. They're both from the 5th dimension.
I got a picture of him back there. He's green. Forge's up there right now.
Oh, you'll have to show me who.
Spoilers.
When it comes up.
Yeah, I'll try and catch it on there in the back of my eye. But then they also have one when I was looking on the internet where it's just like a little guy, like a regular human being, but he's small.
Yeah.
That's
what
who
I'm
he
thinking
is.
of. He's not like a regular human being, though. He's
Right,
like
but he
that
just looks like a regular guy pretty much.
No.
In a cartoon, however they're rendering him.
Yeah, he's in a like surreal. He's almost like Dexter's Laboratory. Remember Dexter? How he's
he would look
he's
like
not. That. Yeah, he's definitely a
5th
dimension mite.
And it will work because in Superman they fight in dimensional imp, not Superman.
There he is, right there. That's the guy I
that's
know.
the Mighty Mite. That's not Bat-Mite.
Bump out of the way so they can see that. That's not Bat-Mite?
No, Bat-Mite looks
That's a Mighty Mite? What the hell's a Mighty Mite?
That's like Zan and Jaina's sidekick.
Oh, that guy.
I think so.
That guy.
Not Gleep or whatever the
because they had a monkey.
was, but I think that's where he was. I don't think that's the Bat-Mite. That's not Bat-Mite you're
That's
talking
not what I'm
about.
thinking of. But then again,
Okay. Close
like I said, Batman breaking the fold cartoon.
Fifth dimension
Fifth
stuff.
dimension,
Yeah.
it all gets...
So they mention an interdimensional imp in Superman.
Oh, that's mixed-afflict. It's got to be.
No, it's like a giant weird thing in the background.
Oh, yeah.
Like Green Lantern, Hulk.
It's like a jellyfish.
Yeah.
It's the jellyfish they're fighting in
And
the background.
he's like, oh, that's just an interdimensional imp. They can handle that. So very clearly he could be in this one. You already set up Bizarro from the DCU. And I think, okay, maybe then if you have to have a meet, it happens after Batman and Superman meet in the real world. And so Bat-Mite's like,
Yeah,
oh,
Bat-Mite.
I want to be like that. So he goes and finds his own Superman, and it's Bizarro.
Yeah, and talks him into it. So they have like a love-hate relationship. Like Bizarro doesn't really want to part of
or
it.
like Dumb and Dumber. You know what I mean?
So-
Just
Yes.
idiots.
So I'm sorry. I was thinking about this. I got the prompt. I was thinking about this. I honestly think so. I think what happens in each of their universes, Bizarro world and the Fifth Dimension, they're both kicked out and banished, and they have to be roommates.
Oh, okay.
So now they're roommates, and I think it's a great contrast because Bat-Mite is, I mean, he's everything, over the top, and Bizarro is like the exact other end of the spectrum. So to see those two contrasting, I think it would be funny. I think it'd be mind-bendingly weird, but I think
That's what you have. I think
Yeah.
it has to be. I think that's
Because
why
you're
it
going
has
to
to be
the
animated.
obscure
Oh, yeah.
reaches of the DC universe. So are we talking like, what was, we just looked up why...
Oh, no. Trust.
All
okay,
right,
listen. So I think episode 1, you start small. You know, they're teaming up on their first adventure. They fight Egghead. Classic, infamous Batman villain, Egghead. And you just take George Costanza and put that as the model for Egghead. And have Jason Alexander voice Egghead. Because he has mentioned,
He's got nothing else to do.
and he's mentioned in the past that that's what he would like to do.
He would like to do Egghead?
Yeah. He
Really?
said that he would fit perfectly. It was in the press tour for Electric State. They asked him, oh, what do you think about the new DCU? Like, how do you want to get into that? And he goes, I think I'd make a perfect Egghead. Here's your chance, Jason. So I think that's the first note. Because
Okay.
you would be like, oh, Batman doesn't waste his time on Egghead.
Yeah.
He's not even sending a Robin out there. So Batman and Bizarro take their chance at fame. Then they get kicked off of Earth. So I think episode 2...
to circumstances.
Yeah. Episode 2 finds them facing famous Red Lantern ring wielder, Dexstar. Now, this is a stray cat who came across a Red Lantern ring.
It's literally a cat?
Yeah, it's
I don't know text.
Dexstar.
Did you make this up, or this is...
No, this is like real.
This is
DC
obscure
lore.
DC
Yeah.
lore.
Yeah,
So-
DC canon.
And the thing about
Cam.
the thing about Dexstar.
They would wish you would forget. When you got 60 years worth of books, some stuff slips through.
I think the thing about Dexstar is he could totally appear in a live action, you know, if they want to do Green Lantern, as like a background, sort of like Crypto to Atrocitus, who is the main Red Lantern that you guys probably know, like the giant hulking guy. If they even go Red Lantern route. So he would not be a main villain in a Green Lantern movie, but you could have him in the background, and that
But that just
world
ties
is
together
perfect.
the universes.
Yeah.
And makes it all
Dexstar's hanging
A
around.
few more threads to tie together, right?
Yeah.
Number 3, I think you guys will get a kick out of episode 3.
Wait, real quick. Are you looking at live action or animated?
I think this is animated,
Okay.
and it's in the style of the 90s animated Batman series.
Brave and the Bold or the Batman?
The animated series.
Batman,
Brave and
yeah.
Bold and the
got it.
Batman,
Batman
were
the
like
animated. Got it. Yeah, got it.
middle
got it.
2000s.
Yep.
So, you know, you'd
That
have
was
the music
best.
and whatnot.
Yeah.
Number 3, this is...
The noir.
Yeah. But it's in the main DC universe. I mean, since he's an interdimensional being, Bat-Mite, and he's a Batman fan, Batman super fan, I think every season he obviously travels to a Batman universe we as the audience know. First season being, of course, Adam West.
Oh,
He
man.
takes them into the Adam West universe. They team up with Adam West Batman for a classic Adam West adventure.
You know, I would love to see that animated But I would like to see that. See, what would be cool is they could change the style of animation for that one.
I'm with you.
To like the
with
I
you.
think every dimension has its own now.
Oh, that would be sweet.
Yeah.
Sort of like across the Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
How they go into different dimensions, they have their own style.
Yep.
And so, like I said, every season, season 2, he goes and visits Michael Keaton Batman. Because Bat-Mite is Batman's biggest fan.
Right.
That's
So
so he's trying to see all these different Batmans.
Yeah.
So
That'd be sweet. But I would love to see. I would love to see a Adam West animated show. Like they're doing that comic. I love the art in that comic because it's like cartoonish, like a kid's book. That would be cool. But yeah, so different animation for different Batman. That would be a huge. That's a huge creative turn right there.
would Bat-Mite and Bizarro though
That's like
hold
Visions.
their animation?
That's like Star Wars Visions, where you have multiple different artists doing each
I
of
saw
different
that,
stories. Yeah. Okay.
But would Bat-Mite and Bizarro hold their animation from universe to universe, or would they switch to that universe's animation? Because in Spider-Verse, they don't switch. They keep their world.
I think
animation.
I think they would have to
Those
hold it.
characters hold.
They would have to hold theirs because
it's
they're the anchor point in the multiverse, right?
All right, yeah, absolutely. You know what? Let's give Batman some Bat-Mite some credibility. He's the anchor being of the DCU. It turns out
He's got some major credibility now.
Darkseid comes after him. So on this is my suggestion for the Adam West Batman adventure. An adventure on Dinosaur Island.
Oh yes.
Where it ends with Bat-Mite gifting Adam West Batman the giant T-Rex that is famously in the Batcave.
Do you remember? Did you ever wonder why that was in there?
Oh, I
Did you know why
researched
it
it.
was?
I
We did
researched
like the other
it, yeah.
day.
Because I was telling him.
Yeah, it was
Court of
it
Owls.
wasn't animatronic. It was robotic or something. Yeah.
That's what I was just telling him about
Yeah.
was in the Court of Owls storyline, Alfred has to hack into it to help him out in the Batcave. And then he was like, I wonder where that came from. So
Yeah.
he looked it up. And I think that's where
Yeah.
Adam West Batman gets it. Bat-Mite steals it from the island after their adventure and puts it in the Batcave for
As
him.
a little present.
So those are just 3 episodes I had. And then the overarching villain, Composite Superman.
Oh, dude, that. Because I were allowed to get up from this seat and the podcast, I would go get my Composite Superman character. I got it somewhere. I don't know where. I'd have to look for it.
It's
I
it's
love
on
that.
the top shelf.
It's right next to the Ark of the Covenant.
Yes.
Right? And
Dude.
down the aisle.
I had that original origin issue of that guy, and I've read that thing so many times. That was the coolest character. Was the Composite Superman. Nobody, and he was very obscure. Nobody ever knew who he was. But that would be the perfect villain for Bat-Mite and Bizarro.
Because it's, if you don't know who it is, it's a guy who's green, and his suit is half Superman, half Batman stitched together. And obviously, I think...
And he's got all the powers of the Legion of Superheroes because the freak accident that created him, he was a janitor at a museum with little statues that were made from the DNA of the Legion of Superheroes, and lightning or something hit the statues while he was cleaning them and reflected onto him. So he got all their... Makes perfect sense.
I think so.
So he got all their powers. But yeah, he was the coolest guy. I love that guy.
Because I don't know if you could pull that off in live action. James Gunn has hinted at World's Finest. Somebody said, when's Superman 2 coming out? And he goes, define Superman 2. As in, he probably will be in something else before then.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you pull off Composite Superman for World's Finest, and if you don't, slap him for Bat-Mite and Bizarro.
Yeah, if you're not going to use them in that, man, use them in Bat-Mite Bizarro. But that Superman universe, I think you could.
Oh, absolutely.
Because this, when you see it, you're going to feel the same way.
Your review of it's a comic book movie.
You got Kaiju in there, you got...
Oh, yeah, I could totally...
And it would totally... You would not be... Like, obviously, if Composite Superman showed up in the Batman... Or... It'd just be like...
Not going to find it in Dark Knight Returns.
Right, what are these guys doing? This is stupid. But this one totally would work and would totally be awesome.
So that was an episode of Brave and the Bold I did for homework on this. Jumping the Shark. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
Oh, I remember
Bat-Mite.
Bat-Mite was in it, and they talked about jumping the shark, and and that's what I'm saying is that if you tried to bring Composite Superman into any of those grittier, more realistic, you jumped the shark.
Even the other Supermans.
Right.
He would work with none of the other Supermans.
Yep.
Unless you had a Christopher Reeve Superman 5, and it couldn't possibly have gotten any worse.
Yeah.
You know, it would have been done horribly.
That was the shark.
Yeah, that would have been yeah, Nuclear Man. We couldn't even. Why would you do Nuclear Man? Just you have Superman villains, superpowered villains. Let's use one of them.
So if you're going to be doing Bat-Mite, you got to have Ambush Bug.
Ambush
everybody. Everybody.
Nobody's off limits.
Yeah.
But what about Captain Carrot? Captain Carrot.
Was he? I don't know if he was
I think he's
DC.
DC.
I keep thinking Flaming Carrot Comics, and that's where my brain skips.
There should be so many.
You could definitely
Ragman or Rag? Was it Rag?
Oh yeah. Ragman, I think was his name.
There
I know
a
who you're
guy-
talking about.
But I think they did a DC Vertigo.
There you go. There's a list of names I said.
Oh yeah,
Mixerplick.
I was thinking about him
Mr.
earlier.
Mixer.
Egg Foo, you guys know who he is?
No.
Apparently he's Bizarro's pen pal.
Oh, he's got to be in
reference
there.
him. You could reference him.
Mary Marvel, and then there's just some titles to go off of. Crisis on Infinite Lunchables.
Who
knows,
That's gotta
man.
be good.
You know, you could
That's
have
a
the
good
Looney Tunes.
merchandising.
Yeah.
See, we're building everything into this.
Oh yeah. So there's a lot can go into it. I still think a couple of those two would be good. Oh, I lost my notes. But yeah, I think there's some a definite material that can be leveraged, and unfortunately, I think a lot of mine is tied to yours, which I think if we transition to,
You know, if they hear about this though, you got a bunch of comic nerds that'd be like, you know, I've always wanted to work Mr.
Yeah, what's
Yeah.
his face?
Yeah.
I remember that comic book when I was little. Yeah, Mr. What's His Face. It's probably a guy that was in one issue somewhere of something.
Yeah.
This is your chance to get
You
that
could
guy.
do a Who Framed Roger Rabbit episode with John Cena's Peacemaker. I feel like John Cena would be so in for that.
Who framed Peacemaker?
But no, it'd be like Roger Rabbit where they're cartoons still,
yeah.
and he's live action.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Like Peacemaker's live
Yeah.
action. I feel like John Cena would be
Oh,
like
see,
right
they
up
could
the
go
alley
in,
with
that would be like a different animation episode where they go to a live action universe. Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
This would be crazy.
There's a lot of
This would be
opportunities with
crazy.
that.
There's 2 seasons of ideas here.
So watching Batman Brave and the Bold, there was one quote, and I think it applies perfectly. I think it was in the final episode, which was narrated by Bat-Mite. I'm not sure if you remember that, but the final episode, kids and their dads love mindless violence. That was a quote from.
Yeah, I think throw an Etrigan the Demon because again I remember him from that.
Oh, the demon, yeah, he's
and
fantastic.
I really like as a kid I love that.
Lobo.
Lobo.
He's the villain for Supergirl though.
Oh, is
Is
he?
he really?
Jason Momoa's Lobo is.
Oh, I remember they were talking about casting.
And
yeah.
I think he's going to be the villain for Supergirl. I think that is what they're doing. So
That'd be cool.
Lobo's a good character. Yeah. All right. So knowing what your pitch was, I was trying to think of what would I look for. So now again, my mind being overactive, I talked about it. I thought, what can we do? So I've already fleshed it out. It's probably a 3 to 5 season storyline.
oh,
One storyline stretching over 3 to 5
It's going to be an overarching arc that lasts 5 seasons.
5 seasons.
Yeah, give or take 3 to 5. But it would be told in an episodic way so that each story could be standalone. Okay, so kind of like the early X-Files or even like the early Smallvilles, you know, where they had the Freak of the Week kind of thing, and you know,
X-Files, Monster of the Week.
Exactly, each episode you could tune in. If you missed a week or two,
You still be all right.
Exactly. So that's kind of the theme that I was going for. And I'm also looking at, I want this to be big, so I'm trying to look at how do we get as many people that want to watch this as possible. So my thought was let's have, instead of like Doctor Who. Doctor Who travels around the universe and has a different all the time. Let's still bring other people in so that we keep it fresh.
Is yours live action or is yours animated?
So mine could go either way depending on, and again, this is why we have discussions like this. I was originally envisioning it as a live action. And the reason being is that I think that there's a lot of stories you can tell. I do think though that each story could be told in a different light. For example, one episode could be a horror. And all of a sudden the mood, the music, the lighting, everything is kind of got that, you know, horror vibe. And sci-fi, fantasy, you name it. So anyway, you saw the character I was picking was Forge. And if you're not familiar with Forge,
Give us a little lowdown.
if you're not familiar with
Because he
Forge,
probably is a little bit obscure if you're not a major.
Yeah, he's an X-Man, came out I guess in the 80s, and he's a mutant who has a skill, I think it's called intuitive invention. He basically can, if he can think of a device, he can make it. So I want to use Forge as the grounding character. He's kind of obscure. And
he can fix anything.
Yeah, he can fix anything. He can make anything. Yeah. So Forge, the premise would be, and this might just be the title for the first season, Fixing the Fringe. Okay, so here's the premise. It'll be Forge, Fixing the Fringe, holding the multiverse together with duct tape and heart.
Oh yeah.
So there you go. That's the vibe right there.
So think Doctor Who, and I don't know if you've seen Primeval. It was another BBC where they kind of had a rip in time, and crazy monsters were coming into London, and they'd have to stop it. But think like that mixed with MacGyver and the X-Files. So that's kind of the vibe of the show.
Quite a combination there.
Oh yeah. So I'd pitch it as a live action series with standalone episodes, like I said, long arc. The long story arc you'll hear in a second. So the core premise: after a classified Krakoan experiment goes horribly wrong, Forge, the mutant genius inventor, goes into hiding at an abandoned gas station in none other than Sandusky, Ohio.
Why not?
Yeah, exactly. But this isn't just any gas station. It's built on a trans-dimensional fault line where lost realities, broken timelines, and misfit travelers leak through. So now, exactly.
I've seen some people.
So now, disguised as humble mechanic named Fred, Forge secretly fixes cosmic anomalies, repairs wayward tech, and tries to keep the whole damn universe from imploding one oil change at a time.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
good premise.
So the intent, it's a feel-good sci-fi, but it's got some quirky mysticism. So again, Forge, he's a brilliant. There's things about Forge. He's fantastically smart, but he's also remorseful or regretful for creating some of the weapons that he's done. So he's got his own inner turmoil. And then again, if the premise is
an Iron Man-ish sort of.
Yeah, I
don't think he ever really was regretful though, as much.
Yeah, not so much. But that, I would say, it's kind of a cross between Iron Man and almost Hawkeye, the series Hawkeye. You know how Hawkeye's got his old PTSD he's trying to struggle with. That's what he's kind of dealing with. He's trying to deal with it and figure out how to do it. And each story can deal with him improving himself by helping others. So, I mean, there's a whole bunch of different stories. So I'll just start with, there would be a cast, I think a recurring cast.
Well, for sure. I think almost, you remember the Incredible Hulk TV series?
Yes!
And he walked to the places.
Exactly.
This one, he's stationed and stuff comes and goes.
Yeah. Exactly, they come to him. So during the experiments, and Forge is so brilliant, he actually notices the anomaly. So he comes, it's created because of it. He detects it before anybody else, before Reed Richards, before Bruce Banner. He comes here to try and stabilize it before anybody else even knows about it. So he would come here to the gas station at the dimensional fracture point, and it's got all the different universes that would connect it. So the recurring cast, it's really hard to have just one character carry the whole thing. So I think that there should be a rotational intern that works at the stop. For example, Moon Girl. From Devil Dinosaur, she's supposed to be what, the 5th smartest person in the Marvel universe or something? Or Riri,
do they come
from Ironheart or something?
Okay.
No, they would be in this universe. They're not coming through it, but he knows about them being so smart, so he will recruit them. And this kind of plays onto that whole master apprentice. So he brings them in to try to help them not fall into the trap of let's make the most dangerous weapon and kill people and then feel bad about it. So, but that could lead to a lot of other crossovers. But you can have an intern that works there for a season or two. So that creates, the master apprentice or the father-child kind of dynamic. And then here's another one. This is another obscure one. Marrow. You know who Marrow is?
That bone guy. Where
she
shoots off the bones.
Was one of the. Oh my God! In the Mutant Massacre, she was one of the people who lived downstairs in the sewers.
Downstairs.
Oh my gosh! I forgot what not the Reavers.
I remember that.
You know who they were? It was a team.
Yeah,
anyway,
I do.
Marrow. She was a mutant punk, but she's now his head of security.
Oh, nice.
At the gas station. You could also bring in Traffic Cop Loki. So it's a Loki that's in this universe, but he wanders around occasionally ticketing people whose spaceships and stuff get parked in Sandusky.
Cool. So he's always snooping around the place.
Exactly. He'll come in every once in a while.
He knows something's going on.
Yeah. So, and that's going to lead to a couple more. So here's a character that I looked up. I know nothing about this guy. Dupe. Any idea? So apparently he's a green blob. It makes me think of like Slimer, but he's like all powerful. He's like almost a god, if you will. But he would be kind of a comedic.
But nobody's coming through the rift?
Oh no, there's tons of people coming through. I'll get that. But so the last, you guys got to read this. The last recurring characters would be Chad and Aiden Kressler,
Yes.
the only human Sandusky residents who know something's up.
Yes, and we could be like.
And the gas station's right across from Soda
We
Pop.
could be like Alex Jones, and we're doing podcasts about all the weird stuff going on in Sandusky. I know something's going on. I know it. We're gonna get to the bottom of it.
So I think that so again, this is where we tie in Soda Pops, and you guys obviously you sell. I mean, what is it all about marketing? Like I think big here. So at Soda Pops, you're gonna sell a specialty confection that has mind-bending spells in them. Now you guys get.
Do I know that?
Oh yeah, you do, because you're tied into the source. You guys can use it to help Forge in those areas where the tech isn't going to solve it.
Oh, so we're on Forge's team. We're not trying to out him.
Yeah, no, you're not going to out him. You're the only two humans.
All right.
So here's the one thing that I throw out is that anytime like you guys closing the shop up and you see Forge basically transport somebody back to their universe and he's like done, you can be like, man, that dude's living the gospel. He's living the gospel. Whatever your catchphrase is, you guys gotta have one.
We'll come up with a catchphrase.
Okay, so crossover guests. Devil Dinosaur. You got to. If we have Moon Girl,
That'd be crazy.
That would be. See, this is what they got to do. Sometimes they're so fixated on Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, or Iron Man, Captain America. Because if you do it right, Guardians of the Galaxy, who knew that?
Oh yeah. No, it's a fantastic opportunity to take a already developed character to bring in people who've watched it in the past, same like Bat-Mite, people to bring it in. But you can hook other people.
And you can do anything with them because they don't have the lore and the history, and you're not tied to that version of a character.
Yes.
Devil Dinosaur, I know what it is. I don't know his details.
Right.
He can be. I just want to see him on the screen.
Oh yeah. I mean, think about it. A 50-foot T-Rex trying to hide in Sandusky, Ohio.
That'd be funny. That'd be funny.
That could be a good. And again,
He's posed as a Cedar Point attraction. He's got to stay still
all day. There's a fly on his
Dino
nose.
Island or something.
Yeah.
There's a lot of ways you can go with it. So, Great Lakes Avengers.
Yeah.
Based out of Milwaukee, they could come here for some reason. So I think the other premise is that Forge knows all of them, but they don't know that he's here. So in addition to trying to help them, he's also trying to maintain his anonymity. Yeah. So here's another three characters. Bullseye we know about from Daredevil, but you slap in Solo or Paladin, two other assassins. There's someone here who's got a hit on him, and Forge is trying to save the person that hits against. Here's some more Deathlock and Deathhead, a couple of those cyborgs who need some.
And they were just like 90s creations of the jump comic era, but you could do something with them. Yeah. In this scenario.
Absolutely. And I think, so back to the Bat-Mite and Bizarro, I think it's the same thing, that if each episode has a different theme, you go to Cosmic and Sci-Fi, I want to see Beta Ray Bill.
Oh, that'd be sweet.
Beta Ray Bill. Probably one of the most, it's kind of like Boba Fett. Remember when Boba Fett came out in Return of the Jedi? Everybody loved him. He's like, dude's famous for going into a Sarlacc pit,
Darth
right?
Vader and Boba Fett, two of the most overrated people in all of history. But
so you can grab Beta Ray Bill. You can go for the horror. You get Elsa Bloodstone from what was it? Werewolf by Night. Yeah, and then Man Thing, of course.
Oh yeah.
And again, Sandusky being the nexus
what about,
of nowhere.
Man Wolf. Remember that dude?
Oh,
he was a white werewolf.
That was a Godzilla villain.
Man,
no,
that's the canceled Godzilla movie, I think.
Oh no, Man Wolf.
I remember the name. I'm thinking Man Bat is who I'm thinking of.
Again, I had this comic and read it a billion times.
You wore him out?
I think he was in a Spider-Man issue, and I saw him like a couple other times, but he's one of them one-off.
Yeah.
limited, but he was cool. He was a werewolf, he was a white werewolf, and he could, you know. And this would be obviously none of those Beta Ray Bills never going to carry a movie.
Yeah.
But great to have in a series.
Oh, yeah.
You get to see him. Like you say, you're going to hook in all these people. Beta Ray Bill.
Exactly.
Dude, let's check that out.
Yeah, or what is it, the Warriors 4 or whatever, you know, bring them in from the Thor world. But there's a bunch of other characters, Howard the Duck.
Oh.
You know, bring in Howard
Cloak and Dagger could bring in.
Cloak and Dagger. They had their own series, but again, you can bring them in. Shatterstar's another one.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
cool.
who is it? Long Shot.
Long Shot.
Yeah.
But and really, this is focus grouping, or you know, you're taking a survey with a show where you're not invested. You know, this is looking at it from the point of view of the executives. Dude, that thing just did off the hook ratings. Everybody's talking about Beta Ray Bill. Maybe we can do a movie.
Right.
Maybe we can squeeze him in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. The challenge is that you have to create the good story, the good enough story that it hooks people so that there's the interest. But it also has to be on a budget that they're management is willing. Studio is willing to spend. I'll tell you, that Werewolf by Night, I thought they did a fantastic job with. That one shot, and they're doing the Punisher. They're doing the Punisher one shot with the Punisher coming out.
You see, he's in Spider-Man.
Oh, I heard that.
He's in Spider-Man.
So again, I think when it comes to a story like this, or when you have that depth of a universe, DC, Marvel, or even if you want to try and go like something like Valiant or Malibu or some other, it's obscure enough though that you could try and tie them together. But again, it's what are they going to be willing to invest in? So I think with Bat-Mite, I think you're saying you started with one season, but once we started talking, if it hits, it becomes 2, 3, 4.
And the thing about that is, like I said, I was introduced to Bat-Mite from a cartoon show, and he probably was in maybe 3 episodes. Same with Etrigan. But you use those characters now to promote more niche characters. Maybe that's some kid's favorite character now. Oh, Red Lantern, Stray Cat. Who's gonna love that? But now it's look at it.
Now it's out there.
Some kid loves it.
Yeah, you got these properties that are in the closet gathering dust.
The key, though, this was part of that discussion we had after your last episode. The key is you can't pull Craven out and try and create a whole brand new story.
Yeah.
You got to have something that people are going to be interested in.
That calls back to whatever it was originally. Well,
it turns out they could use Spider-Man that whole time.
But see, but I'm gonna argue a different point of view with that. With Craven the Hunter was that story. Anybody, if you say Craven, everybody goes back to that arc in Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
Craven's Last
Hunt.
That's what Craven the Hunter was. So when you're trying to do something,
or it was Craven hunting the 3 dinosaurs he captured from the Savage Land in Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends in the 80s, right? So that's what you're just saying. You're saying a kid who sees something, who's interested in it, if you can pull the thread, but you got to pull the thread the right way.
But I'm going to say Devil Dinosaur. I don't think there's any story that is a definitive Devil Dinosaur story, and you're hooked on that story. And if you go against that character in that story, you're going to be disappointed. Craven the Hunter, obscure character, but that's
definitive.
That yes, you go against that, and I'm like, this is stupid because Craven the Hunter is X, Y, and Z. Just like not as story as Batman, but Batman doesn't carry guns. He does X, Y, and Z. So if I go against those items, I'm screwing up Batman and I'm screwing the audience. So Craven the Hunter probably wasn't a good character for them to try and do that with because he was developed.
So I think though that executives, and again I'm not an executive and I don't sit in any of their meetings, but I think they were trying to build the Sinister Six, right? They're looking at a long game. They're looking at trying to get 5, 6 movies worth of money, and the reality is just tell a good story and it'll come out together eventually. Tell the good story and it'll come out together.
And they tried to make 6 trash movies so that they can set up their 7th trash movie. That's not a good formula. Make 6 good movies, and then maybe you can have a 7th one.
Yeah.
But let's focus on, but like I said, you picked. You can't make a Spider-Man universe without Spider-Man.
Right.
That's the first problem.
Yeah.
And that's a major problem.
Oh yeah. Well, so I guess that's the question though. So if you're going to use the DC universe with Bat-Mite and Bizarro, do you have to have Superman and Batman?
No.
You said, I think those guys are so weird and so outlandish. They don't rely
Plus, they're not.
on Batman or Superman. And I think
their
especially
existence.
when you start to throw them in these weird adventures, people will be like, yeah, I don't really know what's going on, but I don't really care because why is there a cat with a Red Lantern ring? Why is there Adam West? Adam West is here now, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And there's your threat is, look, we have a Batman. This Bat-Mite is going after Batman.
But I think the challenge, though, is that, and same with mine, well, my story that I'm pitching here, they're both built on established universes, and we're expecting viewers to have some working knowledge of those universes. I mean, so Batman's going to be huge in the U.S. for sure. Yeah. I think in Japan they like him a lot too. but
Japan.
But other cultures or other countries, I don't know that they're going to get all those references, and I don't think they would appreciate it as much. Same thing with Forge and the X-Men. I mean, unless they're interested in watching some show about a dude at a trans-dimensional gas station.
I think it's Marvel. I think you'd be introducing people to Marvel. But back to your question about do you need Batman and Superman in that? They're almost anti. All the movies, Batman and Superman that you've had, these guys would never show up in.
Right.
So they're not chained to them. Plus, even the comics. I mean, how often...
He's called Bat-Mite. How can he not be chained to Batman?
But you never want to see him.
Yes,
you never want to see him.
Never. But Bat-Mite is dying to see him.
Which makes a perfect opportunity to go to those different universes.
Right,
And
but now you're saying you have to have Batman.
No,
to go
you
to
don't
those
have to
universes.
have Batman.
I think he's, especially with what Superman did in the new Superman movie, where it's just like, look, everyone's already here. Lex Luthor has a pocket dimension he created. You immediately threw everything, all sense out the window. I don't think it really matters. And you're thrown into so much stuff like, obviously we're comic fans, but people don't know Guy Gardner, Green Lantern. People don't know Hawk Girl. They don't know we don't even know. We didn't know Mr. Terrific until that movie. But now you're fans of him. You're like, oh, Mr. Terrific, yeah, what's up with him? And then on top of that, Peacemaker Season 2, the trailer reveals he's traveling dimensionally. That's how he's going to get carried over from the old DC universe into this new one.
Yeah.
God bless him.
So I think they already have so much opened up in the sense that a dimensional imp, like I said, is already in Superman. This dimensional imp just happens to take the form of some lunatic weirdo in a Batman costume. And Bizarro is Bizarro. And so I don't think people will be, what is he? I think it's kind of like, oh, he's some weird Batman fan, and that's some weird version of Superman, for all we know.
Yeah. So I'm going to counter exactly what I just said with this statement. But I was going to go down to Tashi Station to pick up some power converters, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows what the heck those things are, but we just took it for granted.
See, that's what I loved about Star Wars.
Yeah.
The original. We used to talk about what were the Clone Wars.
Oh, gosh,
And Darth Vader slew and killed. I mean, our imaginations ran wild with Darth Vader's going across, and boy did they blow that. Darth Vader's going across the galaxy, killing Jedi one by one. He is a badass.
Yeah.
No, that's not the way it went down.
Not so much,
Killed a bunch of little kids in a room.
Ruined the childhood dream.
Oh,
But they didn't explain everything, and I think that was a problem so many movies had now. And even George Lucas went back on that with the prequels and tried to explain every single thing.
I think you're right, and that's probably something that a lot of Hollywood has lost, is the fact that the audience is not stupid.
Yeah, there was one movie, Jurassic World, where we were sitting there and they kept explaining what. Oh, they're on the equator. They're on the equator because the dinosaurs went back to the equator because it's literally 10 minutes. You explained it 5 times. And I'm like, what is going? I get it. They're on the. First of all, I don't even care if they're on the equator. You know what I mean? But if you're going to explain it one time. Yeah. And that's all right.
If you have to explain it. That's what I was saying about Star Wars. I mean, none of us knew what a lightsaber was. It was like, yeah, exactly. Whoa, you know.
And I feel like
that's exactly. Now they got to explain. It's a kyber crystal.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone has to make their hilt in a kyber crystal, and the color is dependent on the gem they use. And it's
come
based
on, man! I just want a laser sword. That's all I needed.
What was that quote? Daz and kids love mindless violence.
I don't care how you get there.
But I do think that, and so here's the other thing that I love about your idea. I think mine's more kind of like a Stranger Things and delivery.
I like the X-Files feel of it, though.
Yeah.
I think that'd be sweet to have some weird Marvel character or monster just show up and he's got to handle it in like, 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And then it's like, next week I'm
But what was your 5-season arc?
Oh, so the 5-season arc would travel from he identifies the Fringe as a problem and he gets there, so he wants to fix it, or at least create an opportunity to start controlling it. That's the beginning of the story. The middle of the story is going to be something where once he's fixed it, he's now going to quietly rebuild. And this is also, it's like a double entendre between him fixing the Fringe,
fixing himself,
and then in the last one, it becomes, I guess I'll say Return of the Jedi. It's when he's got enough evidence, he's got enough allies that he might have made through this stuff that he can actually take it to whoever the big baddies were that originally framed him for that colossal mishap. So it goes from he feels beaten down and he's trying to recover and rest to now I'm reestablishing myself to we're taking it back to them and we're going to get back to good.
So to me, it's very Incredible Hulkish.
Yeah, very much.
He's trying to solve that problem.
Yeah.
But again, they're coming to him rather than him going somewhere to try and solve the problem himself.
It is. It's got a lot of the original, what the heck was that actor's name?
Bill Bixby.
Yeah, Bill Bixby. It's got a lot of that Bill Bixby Hulk vibe to it.
Yeah, it's cool. It would be cool.
And those returning characters, they had those in the X-Files too, the cigarette smoking man and Skinner.
Best episode ever
and
what was it, Memories of a Cigarette Smoking Man? I don't know if you've ever seen that one. It's his history. It's absolute. I will tell everybody.
I do remember that.
If you haven't seen it, it talks. He was behind Kennedy's assassination.
That guy's a classic character.
Oh my gosh, that one.
Didn't they try to make him Mulder's dad or something?
I don't know. That was another one.
Mulder's sister.
That one jumped the shark or something. Yeah, I only watched so many.
They had the alien bounty hunter in there for a while.
Yeah,
that could be in another character like yours, like a Bullseye or those other guys were saying.
Solo and Paladin.
Yeah, that would be like their role.
Yeah. No, I tell you, there's a lot of opportunity with a lot of the characters that are out there. Even if you, the hard part is if you're not part of an established universe, it's really hard to get the interest.
Yeah.
You can have the best universe in the world. Shoot, we were talking about this. There's a bunch of great writers out there who have 0 books on the shelves. They've got completely fleshed out universes with plots and subplots and a ton of character development. But until they have somebody willing to invest in actually getting that word out, it's really tough to make it interesting. I think that, again, back to the pull of Bat-Mite and Bizarro, right now, and without getting into any politics or anything, I think people are looking for a little bit of absurdity and humor and fun. And I think that's Bat-Mite brings all that stuff.
But I think that's why Superman works.
Yeah. Did you ever get the giant comic books, the Hope? I think that was Superman. Superman was Hope, and then there was a Batman one. I can't remember what it was. It was like Justice, and it was kind of they had Alex Ross painted covers on them. But Superman is Hope. I don't care what anybody says. He's Hope for something better. And having not seen the movie, I guess this is my one pitch is that most people go to the movies. Well, I think most people go to the movies for an escape.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we're living in the real world, right?
Yeah.
Show me some Mixoplick and Bat-Mite.
Yeah, you know,
absurdity, man.
Fighting a cat with the red lantern ring in outer space.
Oh yeah.
Well,
That's like the Flurkin. That's like the Flurkin, right?
He's not even, he's legit just a stray cat. He has no weird squid monster. He's a stray cat that came across the Red Lantern ring. I think he mostly hangs around Atrocitus. I think if you see the comics, if you read a comic, a Green Lantern comic, I think he just kind of is in the background of panels hanging around Atrocitus. He's not doing much. But you know what, like I said, it takes one episode of a cartoon for a character to stick with you for however many years. Batman Brave and the Bold, I don't remember much of it, to be honest. I remember those little weird characters like Bat-Mite, Etrigan, Blue Beetle, Clock King.
Like Man.
What did you... what? So let me ask this question. What did you feel? If somebody says Bat-Mite, how does that make you feel?
I'm giddy, man. I'm ready to go. I'm loving it. I'm like, this guy knows. He knows ball about the Batman lore. He probably, if he's mine, he probably watched that Batman Brave and the Bold. Like I said, though, I watched every Batman animated show. He was showing me the Adam West episodes, and Bat-Mite was just in Brave and the Bold, just for a few episodes. Yeah. But I was like, wow.
What's your character like that? I got Captain Britain in the original red uniform. Do you remember him?
I remember Captain Britain.
In the original red uniform. He had a mask like this, and his blonde hair was sticking out. See, I had this comic. Do you remember? If you saw that episode I was talking about, it was a big, thick comic like that, and it just was different issues randomly inserted.
Okay.
And it was Captain Britain, red uniform with a big yellow lion. It was a cool, and he had this little staff. It's the coolest thing. So that's my obscure guy, you know. And Composite Superman again. I didn't know anybody else knew that guy. And then who did I say? Oh, Man-Wolf. So everybody's got those characters.
So do you think we could make, well, not we, but do you think someone could make, I know we could. I know we could. We need the backing though. Could you make the two different types of series? One, if you did a Google search or a comic book database search and said, I need characters that only have fewer than 10 appearances or no smoking lines or something, and then make a storyline, and do you think that audiences would be interested in that? Or do you think that there would be interest in a series? Actually, comic books just did it, like the Pets, Super Pets or something. Yeah. But I was going to say, all of the sidekicks, like with Scrappy-Doo and Gadzuki.
Oh, Scrappy-Doo. You throw him in there.
You add all those other sidekicks. Do you think that they could stand alone?
I think the ones with the few issues easily could. Like we talked about earlier, James Gunn did it with Guardians of the Galaxy. Those aren't even the original Guardians of the Galaxy. Those are guys who were probably on the team for 5 issues at a time. Rocket Raccoon was probably the most popular one of that group. Star-Lord.
You're talking about a talking raccoon.
Yeah.
Nebula's biggest moment was Infinity Gauntlet.
Oh yeah.
Where she wields it. That's probably all she was known for. And he took those characters and threw them in a group, and it worked.
Yeah.
And people will argue that that's the best Marvel trilogy. You know, and I think there's reasonable argument for that.
I remember when I saw that first, I was like, what are they doing? Guardians of the Galaxy? Who, I mean, who... You know,
well, see, this is where Disney makes it. They have the ride, you know, the Guardians of the Galaxy ride and stuff, and that's where the whole merchandising comes. I mean, Lucas did. He was a genius in the 70s when he's like, hey, we're going to make money off of toys.
Let me ask you about that for a second. I think he just lucked out. I don't know that he was such a genius. I think he lucked out. Do you think he was a genius? Do you think he had that plan?
I don't. So here's what I've read online. I don't know. I will say that I heard that he sold, or he agreed to only like $100,000 pay, which was really low at the time, but he maintained 100% of the rights, to include the licensing and marketing rights, which that's a huge gamble. I mean, if we did it with would you be willing to take that in a Shark Tank? Hey, we're going to take your story, but you only get the marketing and toys out of it, or would you be like, no, this is gold. You need to pay me more.
Not my toys. No, not for toys. They would make toys. But I think if I had Star Wars, I think I'd take that. Because that's, I don't know though. That's like different era of the 70s. I think now toys, I don't know if they even sell as well.
Well, do that. I don't think, do toys even sell?
I think you got nerds.
No, but that's the thing. Nerds.
I don't think kids are playing with toys.
But no. And this is part of the reason that I don't follow comics as much as I used to, is because I'll get online and one of the groups I'm in, and they'll say, hey, this issue came out today. It's a 1 in 20, 1 out of 20 cover
that
variant.
Bugs me too. We talk about that all the time.
It's a 1 out of X variant. And people will buy. Actually, before the comics industry busted, and this is an entirely different episode. Before the comics industry went bankrupt in the early '90s, it's because the same thing happened. You had a bunch of people saying, if I buy this today, I can sell it in 4 weeks for 10 times as much. I'm not going to fight with, even 10 comic speculators who don't care about the character, the artwork, or the story. And that's kind of why you lose the spirit of the story. That's what I think. So I'm a little down on the comic book industry. I'm very happy with the movie industry picking it up and making it a little bit more available. But I think that there's still a very much capitalistic drive to make a lot of money. And there's folks who will collect every 20 of those covers.
But it seems like every comic that comes out has alternate covers now.
Right. And again, it's crazy. And that's where I think that, man, back in the day it was easy. Back in the day, it was easy. Hey, this one's coming out. It's got Daredevil and the Punisher in it.
Cool.
I'll take it. Yeah. And we didn't care if it had the distributor or the barcode.
I didn't care if I bought it at 7-Eleven.
Exactly.
Miller Drugs.
Oh, yeah. That's a whole.
Or the hospital gift shop.
Rack. Exactly.
Yeah.
So, oh my gosh.
Literally, man.
But I tell you, I think that they could have legs. Either of these stories, I think, could have legs. You got to find the right.
I think as
producer.
you're both describing them, if you could keep that vibe that you guys are saying, I do like an X-Files type. Forge would be, and I think again, Forge would be a cool character that fits it perfectly. And that, I think it's just to introduce so many. It's just a way to get, and it's animated, so it's not, budget crazy.
Yeah.
And you can animated. You can put anybody in there. Throw them in there. See.
You need a voice. That's it.
Introduce some of these characters that because the comics is in such, I don't know, they don't have comics. There's not 100 different titles every month like there used to be.
Oh yeah.
There's 100 different Batman titles.
Right.
Yes.
That much. I go there.
Actually, there's a new Batman coming out, isn't there?
There was supposed to be. They didn't have it.
Oh really?
Oh, are you talking about a new Batman #1?
Yeah.
In September. Yeah.
Oh okay. That's.
I thought you were talking about my actual Batman. I got real upset. They didn't have it today.
But there's 20 different Batman titles, 10 different Superman titles.
You remember when Legends of the Dark Knight came out?
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That was a huge deal, and everybody had to buy the red, yellow, blue, green cover. It was the same comic book.
Yeah, it was stupid because it just had a piece of cardstock over top of it. And I never really did like that as much as the other Batman titles. It was supposed to be the darker side, but I just didn't care for it as much. I'm down to collecting just Batman, the original Batman that started way back when, and original Detective that started way back when. And I actually didn't buy comics forever, but I just started trying to fill in my collection again. That's
kind of where I'm at. There's certain titles. Actually, so the setting for Sandusky, Ohio with Forge.
You showed that today.
It just so happened on my memories on Facebook, a buddy, Tim, posted it and said, it was Avengers Annual from 1990. It says, "Thanks for joining us, Miss Marvel," and it says in the description, "somewhere near and above Sandusky, Ohio." And then there's another one where the Punisher references it, and he's like, "What do you think they're cloning a bunch of Doom bots on the outskirts of Sandusky, Ohio?" So here's the other thing. That's why Sandusky it's already in the Marvel universe.
Yeah, they got
issue 26 of The Thing takes place in Sandusky. I don't have it.
Thing.
I don't have it. Yeah, do you believe there were 26 issues of The Thing?
They just started Thing #1.
What era would that
Thing #1 came out last week.
What?
I was at
our time,
80s. Yeah,
80s.
Yeah, I was reading online. Apparently, somebody at Marvel in New York City had ties to Sandusky, Ohio, so they would try and insert it every once in a while. But so those were the 3 references. But The Thing issue. He gets off of a bus and he's like, "Why did I get off that bus here in Sandusky, Ohio? There's nothing going on here."
But it turns out there is.
Oh yeah.
See, and you could
pull them right out from that comic book.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Or the rift opens up and Thing from the comic book pops out.
Yeah.
Could you do a thing? I don't know I know I've seen it somewhere. Each of your shows starts out as an illustration in a comic book.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Sandusky, Ohio, and then it turns in, it slowly turns into the real video.
Yeah, that'd be cool. That's kind of like that. Remember the movie Creep Show?
Yes, that's
they did that too. The Creep Show comics.
Yeah,
and then that'd be cool. Actually, so the intro to this would be it'd all be quiet, it'd be dark, and it had one of those old school signs with open and close, and he wanted
Yeah.
to, and he just
Flickering.
turns it around.
Oh, okay.
Not even light,
Okay.
not even light. It's an old school. He just turns it around from closed to open. That
Cool.
starts it.
Cool.
There's a lot you can do.
There is. So these are two great ideas.
Two pitches.
Two pitches for the Popcast Pop Culture Pitch Show. First time we've done it. We'll come back to it again.
I would love for feedback on characters or storylines or even something like the genre. You know, it'd be nice to, you know, some people only want to watch horror, but maybe they would tune in for an episode or two or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Any feedback on these two grand ideas? Let us know what you think. Which one you think would fly? Maybe they both would fly, or like you say, give us some direction on plot, characters,
redirect.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think what we're hoping for is that there's got to be somebody on the internet who's like, no, that's a bad idea.
Oh my God!
Because Lord knows
these guys do it.
Lord knows we say that about movies all the time. So
Yeah.
feel free.
Yeah, please.
But I think it's two good ideas.
Yeah.
I think it's better than some of the stuff I've seen in theaters. Better than some of the stuff I've seen in comics.
Whoa!
No, I think this is. I love the way they're doing stuff in the comics now, where it's just a free for all, like Godzilla in the Marvel Universe. Why not?
They have Predator versus Spider-Man.
Why not?
Did they release Godzilla in the Venom costume yet?
No, that's issue 2 variant.
Okay,
cover. That's what I'm waiting for.
That's madness. That's why I read a comic book. Godzilla in the Venom.
But they did do
symbiote.
Godzilla. They did do Godzilla versus Spider-Man earlier.
Well, they did.
And the symbiote attaches to Godzilla and he
Okay.
has to fight it. But they
Godzilla
have
does.
a number 3 of that one because they keep releasing the covers. Mecha Godzilla Ghost Rider.
Okay.
So like Ghost Rider's controlling the Mecha Godzilla, so the head is on fire. And it's like a Mecha Godzilla.
See, that's why you read a comic book. I don't read it for the gritty realism. I read it for Godzilla's head on fire like Ghost Rider.
Ghost Rider's controlling the Mecha Godzilla.
And Man Wolf.
Yeah.
So Brian, thanks for being with us.
Thank you. I really appreciate the opportunity. And I'll tell you what, the ride to get here to the bunker was a lot more than I thought it was going to be.
Yes.
But I do appreciate it. Thanks
I hope you don't mind.
bringing
Put the
me
hood
in.
over your head.
I know. And that's the other thing Forrest is going to do. He's going to have that old Men in Black thing. I saw yours by the door. So I know you'll wipe my mind. The first time I'll know about this is when I watch it. It's the next podcast. Yeah. Holy crap, that's a good AI.
That's all right. Yeah.
Deep fake.
So you're from what's the town in Illinois?
Lamoille, Illinois. Actually, it's the village.
The village.
There's only 700 people.
The village of Lamoille. So you're a celebrity. You're the biggest thing to come out of there.
Well, I'm the newest thing. So people talk about us because we built a little pole barn, and everybody's like, so that's the new. You guys built the new place. Yeah, that's what we did.
Oh, you guys built a new
We
place.
built a new place.
Yeah. So next time you're in. Oh, why are you in town?
Oh yeah. So
forgot to mention
I
that.
made a horrible mistake. So actually, in high school, we ran track together, and getting out of the army, kind of feeling like you lose some of your purpose. Something. I'm broken. I'll tell you that right now. I got fused disc and I ruptured my Achilles. You ruptured yours too.
Yeah.
You had surgery to help you. Mine took 10 months to heal. But anyway, a bunch of breaks, and I saw that my home city, Sandusky, Ohio, hosts a Ironman 70.3. So it's not a full Ironman. It's a half Ironman, 70.3 miles. And I asked my wife back at Thanksgiving. I said, "Hey, is this something you think we could do?" She said, "Sign us up as a relay. I'll swim and I'll do the bike and the run."
You're doing bike and run.
Yeah, so I got a few miles ahead of me. That's on Sunday. So nerves have been killing me, and I'll tell you what, being able to come on this.
You feel you're.
I tell you what, I've been posting videos of my training, and I think that I did one of my workouts was probably harder than the course will be, depending on if it rains or not.
Yeah.
But it was harder. I went like 58 miles, I think,
On the bike.
and it was on gravel roads, and it was just nasty. So it was a lot more, 90 plus degrees. So it was a lot worse conditions than what I think we'll see. But again, this is about challenging me, and hopefully, if the Lord's willing. And
How's that feel after you do that bike and then get off and run?
your legs feel a little wonky, but you train so that it's less wonky.
All right.
It's always going to be wonky. The nice thing about it is if you can do that transition relatively smoothly, your second, third, and fourth miles of running will be faster. And I'll tell you, I use the word run, but it's really a jog for me.
Yeah, it's a jog.
Yeah, I can't. I signed up for it also because, you know, I did a lot of running in the Army and stuff. And the farthest I ever went it wasn't in Green Beret school, because I didn't go to that. I did go to Army Air Assault School, though. And you do a 12-mile road march with a 60-pound rucksack and your weapon in full combat gear. And you got 3 hours to do that. That was 12 miles. That's the longest I've ever been on my legs. So we're going 13.1. That'll be another.
But in your t-shirt,
yeah,
shorts.
Exactly. But I'm also 30 years older.
5 years older.
30 years older than what I was at the time. So yeah, so I'm in town for that, and it's always great. You know, I love stopping by Soda Pops. That's which this won't happen, but if the media comes by and they're like, "Hey, Brian Stehle, you just finished Ironman. What are you gonna say?" "I'm going to Soda Pops."
All right, well, I'm gonna try to arrange that. That could be a new thing.
Yeah.
So well, good luck on that.
Oh, it's awesome.
I'm sure.
I love the episode. You guys got to keep this stuff up. Like I said, right now, living in remote nowhere, you guys are my lifeline to pop
Well,
culture.
there's a theater nearby then. Are you staying nearby?
Here? Yeah, Sandusky. Yeah.
There's a theater.
I'm not gonna go watch movies.
Go tell Jack we said hi. Jack the manager, he's got a nice little mustache.
Yeah.
That's our guy. That's our boy.
Our guy. We probably. I have a feeling he secretly is watching this.
I hope so.
I do have a feeling. So we're gonna have to get him on at some point. Don't you think?
Yeah, why not?
Once the movie season dries out, we start getting more guests. But you are welcome anytime you're in town. Let us
love
know.
to come back. Love these guys.
We
love
can just
pop
talk
culture.
comics. We can just talk movies. Or if you got another pitch, we can line up another pitch. Maybe
So I'm out of
hopefully
ideas.
this will
I'll be
For
pitching
now.
Bat-Mite season.
So 2 questions for you. Trailers, we talked about SDCC and comic trailers and stuff coming up. The Naked Gun and Primitive War. Have you seen those 2 trailers?
We saw Naked Gun and then I did see Primitive War. I didn't understand the Naked Gun. I had to ask him about the reference to the guy's dad. I was like, why is everybody laughing at that? You know? I had to get filled in on some Naked Gun lore.
Yep.
The Naked Gun. That was, I mean,
Leslie Nielsen, right?
Go back to Airplane. He was in Airplane,
Yep.
which was the original of that genre.
Yeah.
Those were funny.
Those
were good.
spoofs, exactly. You had the Naked Gun. We remember Top Secret and what was there was a flying one too. What was the one?
Oh yeah, with Martin Sheen, wasn't it?
No, it was the guy. Was it Fish Eyes or whatever? He had his crazy glasses. He couldn't see anything. I don't remember. Hot Shots.
Hot Shots, yeah. Hot Shots Part 2.
Yeah. I think that Naked Gun will probably do okay because again it's slapstick. People want to see something funny, and I think they do. And then that Primitive War, I think that's kind of the competitor to Jurassic World. Vietnam, Squad gets the.
And I like it.
Which is awesome.
Yeah.
That's
it
what
looks
you wanna
low
see.
budget, so I know they'll just be killing everybody. That's what I'm excited for. You know,
But-
I'm excited to see just blood fly across the screen.
But part of the excuse, and I know you're going to grab onto this, the guy, whoever was directing Jurassic Park, they're disappointed in the box office. He says, well, I think it's just dinosaur fatigue. It's not dinosaur fatigue.
Nobody's tired of dinosaurs.
Right?
Man.
You're going to say...
Nobody's tired of dinosaurs.
People buy comic books if there's a dinosaur on the cover, even if there's not one inside the story.
Right.
I mean, those Godzilla movies, they still are pumping out Godzilla and Kong
Yeah.
movies. There's no story to that.
I think
It's
that
just
Vietnam
fighting.
dinosaur come across...
It's not the
Dinosaurs
fatigue
tear-
of the dinosaurs, it's the fatigue of we're going to the island again.
It's the same story. You said
There's
that.
nothing new. It's
Jurassic
that's what
Park.
they're tired of.
Jurassic World. Let's do that.
Yeah.
That's what
Like
they're
you said,
tired of.
people are still going to zoos. Nobody's tired.
Nobody's tired
in
of
this
seeing
movie-
a caged animal. In this day and age, too, you kind of feel bad for him. You're like, wow.
Nobody's
he looks
tired.
underfed. He looks tired. And we're sitting here throwing peanuts at him, and yet I'll pay to come back. So I don't think anybody's tired of dinosaurs. That's such a made-up excuse. Sorry, Gareth Edwards. You clown.
So it just needs to be a better dinosaur.
It needs to be a better story.
It needs to be a better story.
That's the key. And I think that's what it's all about.
Or
everything.
sometimes, maybe not. Maybe just throw dinosaurs in Vietnam. That's gold.
Yeah, I mean it is. It's Predator.
Well, it's King Kong or Kong Skull Island.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was sweet. Yeah, Garrett, you know what you're talking about. You directed a Godzilla movie and Godzilla's in there for 8 minutes. There's your problem, pal.
There's the problem with that Godzilla movie.
Let me tell you your problem.
I'm not going to see that movie to watch a couple people talk.
8 minutes? What are we doing?
Yeah, so, all right, so we were trying to get out of this episode. We jumped right back in. But yeah, thanks for coming, Brian. And if you're in the area, let us know. We'd love to have you back. You can
Love
be a
the show.
recurring guest.
Love the show.
Thank you, man.
When I get back, I will. Maybe if you need a phone friend, you can dial me.
Yeah. If we have a question,
Call up Brian. See what he's doing. But yeah, good luck tomorrow.
All right.
Next Sunday, and thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks. So the next episode for you guys is
Fantastic
Oh
Four.
gosh! All right, that'll be good. What do you think? What do you think with the? You talked retro.
I like that. That's what I say. I
that.
like the fact that it's weird that they both are ending up at the same place at the same time, kind of anti-grit.
Yeah.
So
I like those Fantastic Four uniforms. I like the Superman costumes as well. I like the costumes that they're doing now. The bright colors.
Yeah.
The very it's just comic book as it'll get. So
Do you think
I'm excited.
Do you think the anti-hero is kind of on the downswing?
well, we'll see what Marvel does with their other movies. I don't know. What are the
Well, they
movies
got
have coming out?
Avengers,
Secret
Doomsday.
War, Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Spider-Man 4, Tom Holland's gonna be 50 years old by the time that comes out. I don't know. He's supposed to be in college. He's gonna be graying with a
But
beard.
wait, I thought Tobey Maguire was going to be in it too, isn't he? He's going to be 70.
I hope not. I hope. I mean, they messed up Spider-Man bad in my opinion. That guy just needs to be on his own, man, and put him through the struggles. He doesn't have a job. His girlfriend's always yelling at him. He's getting beat up left and right all the time. He's got to sew his suit back together. You know, I don't want to see him with an Iron Man suit and his life is going swell and he knows the Avengers. He's off in space. I want to see that guy getting knocked around, man.
Yeah.
You know, bring back the battle damage suits like Tobey Maguire had
Yeah.
and early Iron Man where bits are flying off of it. I don't got that anymore. It's nanotech.
Like this is where we end each episode. He's on a rant of some sort.
Hope you can get me
And I'm
going.
just trying to get out of here. I gotta
Get me going. All right, Fantastic Four next week.
Well, I'll take the glasses off so you guys can
That's official.
buzz me, and then you can buzz me, and I'll forget what happened. All right.
Thank you for watching.
Like, subscribe, and
All right.
comment.
Yes, like, subscribe.